Hi, everybody. The film begins with Yelena Belova, also known as Black Widow, standing on top of a tall building. She jumps off and crashes into a lab. She knocks out the first guard and keeps moving forward. Inside, she fights more guards and finds the research and artifacts she was sent to collect by Valentina for the OXC group. A scientist tries to stop her by pointing a gun and warns her about Valentina's Project Sentry, saying it could destroy the world. Yelena replies that it can actually save. She throws the gun away and pins him down, but he grabs the gun and shoots at her. They struggle and he ends up shooting himself by accident. Yelena takes what she needs and blows up the lab before reporting back to Valentina that the job is done in Washington, D.C. Bucky Barnes is now a congressman and takes part in a trial where Valentina is facing impeachment for running secret missions. Her loyal assistant Mel is also present there. The judge blames her for running by unregulated labs in foreign countries and making normal human to superhuman. Valentina defends herself by bringing up the Red Hulk incident and says that since the Avengers are no longer around to save the world in times of crisis, she had to take action to protect the world. She further tells the Congress and committee to stop this investigation. Meanwhile, Yelena visits Alexei Shostakov at his house where he lives alone. She tells him she's unhappy with the work she's been doing and still feels sad about Natasha's death. After talking with Alexei, Yelena leaves the place and calls Valentina and asks her to take on a new mission. Valentina agrees and gives Yelena her next mission. She must go to a vault hidden deep inside a mountain where Oxy stores all its important assets. Her target is Ava Starr, and Yelena is ordered to kill her. When Yelena arrives and starts looking for Eva, she is suddenly attacked by U.S. agent John Walker. Yelena tells him he's not her target, but Walker says she is his and beats her up badly. As he's about to finish her, Antonia Dreykov shows up and attacks Walker, saying he is her target. Then Ava appears. She has the power to disappear, and a fight breaks out between all four. They all start attacking each other's targets until Ava reappears in front of Antonia, shoots her in the head after Antonia dies. The remaining three, Yelena, Eva, and Walker, find a strange civilian named Robert. He tries to escape, but all the doors in the facility suddenly lock. They point their guns at him and ask who sent him. Robert says no one did. They soon realize they all worked for Valentina and that she sent them to kill each other. The artifacts in the building also belong to the OXC group, and Valentina is trying to destroy all the evidence, including the assassins. Ava tries to phase through the doors, but a supersonic machine activates and blocks her powers. Yelena finds the machine's power source and Walker smashes it. Eva is then able to get through and opens the door, letting the others escape just as the incinerator turns on. Yelena finds herself stuck in a memory. She sees herself as a child, luring another girl, Anya, into the woods to be executed as part of her first test in the Red Room. She snaps out of it and realizes she was holding Robert's hand. She quickly pulls away and asks if he's okay. Walker wakes up and angrily questions Robert how he got there, thinking he's not a normal civilian. Robert says he doesn't know how he got there. He just woke up in the room. He then mocks Walker, telling him he is not a Captain America. He is just an idiot. Angry, Walker tries to confront him, but Yelena stops him. And Ava start looking for a way out. Robert suggests they climb up by locking arms and walking along the walls. They agree and give it a try. During the climb, Walker almost falls when he grabs one of Yelena's batons to pull himself up, but they all make it together at the top. Walker touches Robert's hand and sees a painful memory of himself arguing with his wife. She's upset because he cares more about news articles, calling him a failed Captain America than spending time with their son. Meanwhile, Valentina is at A. with Mel, and Bucky is there too, working with Congressman Gary to take Valentina down. While they talk, Bucky walks up to Mel and gives her his contact info in case she ever wants to work for someone more honest. Mel leaves with Valentina and later checks the vault's surveillance footage. She sees that Yelena, Eva, and Walker have somehow escaped and teamed up. She reports this to Valentina. Later, Mel calls Bucky. He asks her to testify against Valentina, but she refuses and instead tells him to track her phone. Meanwhile, Valentina decides to send a team of mercenaries to the vault to kill Yelena, Walker, and Ava. However, she tells them not to harm Robert, since he's the only survivor of the Project Century experiments. The mercenaries surround the facility with guns while inside. The assassins fight their way through. They kill some of the mercenaries and use their uniforms to disguise themselves and escape. They make it out and Ava brings a van. They hide Robert in the back while the three sit up front. At the main gate, the guards stop them and ask for ID. When they can't answer, the guards grow suspicious. Before things get worse, a gunshot is heard from the back of the van. It's Robert. He steps out and distracts the guards so the others can escape. The guards open fire, shooting him multiple times. Valentina, who wants Robert alive, orders them to stop. To everyone's surprise, Robert isn't hurt at all. Even he gets multiple shots. Suddenly he begins flying high into the sky, but he passes out midair and crashes back into the vault. Valentina and her team then capture him. Yelena, Walker, and Ava walk through the desert trying to find a way out. Ava talks about Antonia, and Yelena says she was just another victim like them. The next morning, Alexei shows up. He dressed as Valentina's limo driver and came after learning Yelena was being hunted. They all get in and drive off. Soon a convoy of vans full of mercenaries starts chasing them, shooting as they come closer. Ava tries to use her powers, but they're blocked by another supersonic device. Just in time, Bucky shows up and throws grenades, destroying the vans. But when he tosses a chain to the limo, it ends up flipping over. Meanwhile, Robert wakes up and sees Valentina, who tells him that as Sentry he has godlike powers. When he asks about Yelena and the others who helped him, Valentina lies, saying they're all criminals and can't be trusted. She manages to convince him to join her side. When she touches his hand, she sees a memory from her childhood where she had let a man into her home who later killed her father. Robert then promises her that he can keep his powers under control. Back with the group, Bucky captures Yelena, Alexei, Walker, and Eva. Later, he gets a call from Mel, who warns him about Valentina's plans with Robert, now known as Sentry. She reveals that Robert's files show he was mentally unstable when he was chosen for the experiment. Hearing this, Bucky decides to team up with Yelena to stop whatever Valentina is planning. Meanwhile, Valentina overhears Mel's talking with Bucky and tells her that in the world there are bad guys and worse guys. She admits she's one of the bad ones, but insists she's trying to stop the worst ones from gaining power. The team goes to stop Valentina, but they're all quickly overpowered and knocked out by Sentry. No matter how hard they fight, they can't match his strength. Feeling defeated, they go outside frustrated and thinking they failed because they're not real heroes. As the group splits up, Alexei follows Yelena, who breaks down and admits she feels lost, alone and relies on drinking to cope. Alexei gives her an uplifting speech reminding her that she's much stronger than she thinks. Yelena starts to feel better, but then they notice a crowd looking up. Sentry is in the sky, now fully transformed into the void. He starts using his powers to turn people in New York in the shadows. The Thunderbolts regroup and try to help the citizens, but the void spreads complete darkness across the city. Yelena decides to enter the void herself to stop Sentry inside. She's pulled into painful memories, including the one with Anya. She pushes through the trauma and finally finds Robert sitting alone in a room looking normal. Robert's memory shows him being abused by his father and blamed by his mother for trying to protect her. Yelena talks to him as she had earlier told him to shove his negative feelings deep down inside instead of properly dealing with them. As the rest of the team joins her inside the void, Robert's darker side, the void starts attacking them and chain them. Robert fights the void, but it only gets stronger the more he resists. Yelena and other breaks free and run and hugs Robert, reminding him he's not alone. The rest of the Thunderbolts join in and their support calms Robert down. He finally breaks free from the void and the city and its people return to normal. Outside the void, Robert has no memory. of what just happened, the Thunderbolts move to confront Valentina, but she protects herself by holding a press conference. She claims forming the team was her idea from the start and introduces them as the new Avengers. As the crowd cheers, Yelena leans in and tells Valentina that this now means she works for them. During the mid-credit scene, Alexei is at a supermarket and sees the new Avengers on a Wheaties' box, just like he once dreamed of. He tries to get a woman nearby to recognize him and buy the cereal, but she just walks away unimpressed. During the post-credits 14 months later, the new Avengers receive mixed reactions from the public. Some see them as heroes, others don't. Sam Wilson is even suing them over the use of the Avengers name. Meanwhile, Bob struggles to control his powers, afraid the void might return. Suddenly, the team is alerted to a space crisis. A strange aircraft is approaching Earth, and from their cameras they spot a large number of 4 on its side. The final text states that the new Avengers and Robert will return. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.